What's going on, people? I'm on live. Get here, and we're gonna get it in, man. I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna wait a little bit to come in, but as a matter of fact, I just want to do this real quick live tonight. Uh, we're gonna hold on one second. Let me actually put this in. But yeah, man, come on in, man. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it up. Hope people, weekend is going really well. I know the week is going very well. I'm sorry about that. We're gonna get into this reactionary. I'm gonna react to this video that I saw a couple days ago. I meant to do this like on Sunday, but I'm doing it at the right time, I suppose. It was a documentary about what is a woman that Mr. Matt Walsh he's saying it's not a documentary, it's actually a movie or what have you. And it came out like this like right at June 1st, and then everybody know this is LBGTQ month. And I really want to do this video because video is another video that I try to do to actually educate people as much as as much as I possibly can, or give a little bit of knowledge, and I really hope you guys watch. If you don't watch it this live, I hope, because I know I'm doing this live all over something. I like doing lives where people can know when I'm going to do lives. This is like the second one in a row that I just did it. You know what I'm saying? And I like doing that sometimes as well, but we're going to get it in. Again, it's going to be a reactionary one about the documentary / movie about, Matt Walsh from the Live Wire. Talking to doctors, talking to, so-called, experienced people, scientists and stuff like that about, the non-binary, the binary, what is a woman, what is a man, and things, our woke culture, they're trying to tell us what reality is not telling us, try to indoctrinate, us, and especially our children, no matter how old they are now. We live in a demented Luciferian society. I said this over and over again for the last several years. But again, as long as you're educated, as long as you respect others, you shouldn't worry about nobody you shouldn't worry about nothing else, I should say. But again, I just want to talk about a topic that I'm gonna talk about as well. About let me see. As a matter of fact, let me put this in Facebook. I'm gonna make sure I pin everything up. Because I want people to see this. Hold on, I'm an old man. I gotta do things nice and slow. Hold on. Edit privacy. I'm gonna put it on public so everybody can see this. Available right now. Hold on 1 second. And I'm gonna pin it so everybody can see it. So yeah, as I was saying, I'm going to be doing I'm reacting to the video that I saw, and my opinion about it, and we're gonna go at it. And it's something to educate you guys, because it's something that I didn't even know as well. Things on this subject that I didn't know. But it's especially when you're raising a child in this era right now, and even if you got young adult children, you need to be informed on what these people are trying to do. This indoctrination, this going against actual physics, going against actual logic, going against in the Most High above all everything else. And again, this is not trying to be Mr. Nice Guy to anybody, trying to be on PC. This is really trying to. I'm a protector of our children. I don't care what no one say. I protect the children. I don't, you know, all this other stuff. These people saying they're protecting children, but trying to indoctrinate them to some Luciferian, demented things. If you want to call it protecting our children, I mean, that's, you know, that's on you. But again, we're gonna go at it. Let's get it going. Let me share this with Miss Candace Owens and Matt Walsh in an interview with Matt Walsh. I hope I'm saying that. Is it Walsh? Yeah. Anyway, let's go. Yeah. So what you see here, this is Candace Owens, the woman, man. I really, you know, certain things I don't agree with her with, but you know, very understanding. She's very logical, but there's many things that I do agree with her with. And one thing I agree with her when it comes to logic, when it comes to detail orientated, when it comes to you know, promoting the nuclear family, when it comes to taking who she is serious. This is what I take myself serious. But anyway, let's get at it and let's go.
These cosmetic procedures, because you sat down with the surgeon and you discussed vaginoplasty, I might be saying that wrong, on a 16-year-old. So I want to illuminate that for audiences and have them take a listen to the conversation.
What's the youngest patient that you've operated on?
The youngest patient I've done vaginoplasty on is age 16.
Do you worry that minors just don't understand enough about themselves? They're not neurologically developed enough yet to make permanent life-altering decisions?
Absolutely not.
I'm going to show you what Candace Owens said.
I want to punch her in the face. You did not punch her in the face.
And now we're going to look at this woman again. How she said absolutely not. Listen to his question.
Logically developed enough yet to make,
sorry,
just don't understand enough about themselves. They're not neurologically developed enough yet to make permanent life-altering decisions.
Absolutely.
Sorry, hold on 1 second. I forgot to put this on. Let me put my banner on. Fair use, fair use. Please go to Candace Owens' YouTube. The woman is a genius, if you ask me. But again, please go to Candace Owens' YouTube. But it's fair use. Candace Owens, I'm giving you a shout out. So please don't, you know, mess up my little baby content platform. All right. Let's go back to what we was looking at. It's to the question he was asking.
Understand enough about themselves. They're not neurologically developed enough yet to make permanent life-altering decisions.
Absolutely not.
I want to punch her in the face. You did not punch her in the face.
Guys, as I say all the time, as I try to let you guys know, these people, the doctor or whatever, how they always tell you, you know, the woke mob will tell you who we have to listen to, you know, this and that, the third. All these people that don't put our children in the best, you know, situation. They don't really care. It's all about money. All this woke stuff is all about money. You know, we're gonna keep on going with the video, but you have to understand this situation we have here is a doctor. She's telling you when these kids, 14, 13, 15, 16, whatever it is, that's going to get permission from their parents to have a sex change. And then like when they're 18, 19, 20 years old, they be like, oh, I don't want the sex change. I don't want it. You know what I mean? I don't, you know, but, and then she said, do you, and then the guy, Matt Walsh asked her, do you even care? She said, no, absolutely not. It's all about the money. That's why. Why would she care? She's a demented Luciferian. Let's keep it going.
I don't know how, given that you have 4 children, what I hear when I listen to that is I mutilated a young child's body. That procedure, for people that don't know, they're taking a piece of your colon and they're putting it in the front so that it looks like, the keywords here, looks like it's a cosmetic procedure, a vagina. How do you feel sitting across and hearing that I mutilated a child?
Yeah, that was probably the hardest interview we did in certain ways, and we with our the team after we left that one, we were just kind of like sitting there in silence, just kind of trying to absorb, because you're really looking, you're kind of sitting there staring into pure evil. I think, as you point out, I totally agree with that.
Absolutely.
And what we have to realize, by the way, is that this is actually very common, especially with girls. The so-called sex change surgery, top surgery, chopping the breasts off of girls is increasingly common, and they're doing it in California now down to I believe the age of 13.
You hear what this man said? He said they chopping off 13-year-olds. I don't know how true this is, but you can look that up. I actually did look it up, and it's actually true. If a girl and her parent is so-called parent is telling, giving them permission to chop the 13-year-old girl breasts off in California, they would allow it. No, she don't have to have any cancer or anything else, nothing. But they're allowing it. Let's keep it going.
Is when they start with girls, and that's why it doesn't. Actually, the fact that you just cited, that suicidality is the highest after surgery, that makes sense to me intuitively. I hadn't seen that study, but we were told that by someone in the film also.
He said suicide is the highest after surgery, sex change surgery. It's the highest. You can look it up. You can go look it up. All you want to be woke, want to be in pop culture, don't really care about the children. Just want to be seen and say, we love to love, quote unquote. Most of those people these kids that's doing these sex changes, even these young adults, it goes, after they do all this, then goes, committing suicide. Those rates has been up, but it's even more because we dealing with a confused paradigm that you really don't understand how it's hurting our society. When people start to get logical and then they see what they did wrong, even in my past, I see what I did wrong. Oh my God, I'll be like, what the fuck? What the hell I was thinking? Just imagine me doing something to my body like cutting off my penis, but real talk. Just think of that. And you start to get to your logical form, because again, a lot of your brain don't fully develop until you're about 12, 25 years old enough. And the way these adults that's helping these kids destroy their bodies, these people be 30, 40 years old, still need their brains develop. Let's keep it going.
So, which makes a lot of sense because
hold up.
The underlying
rewind it back.
And that's why it doesn't. The fact that you just cited, that suicidality is the highest after surgery, that makes sense to me intuitively. I hadn't seen that study, but we were told that by someone in the film also, which makes a lot of sense because the underlying mental problem is still there after surgery, but now you've added on this extra level of you've mutilated your body, and there's going to be regret and everything that comes with that. So it makes a lot of sense that would be the case.
Yeah, it's very scary, and I love that in this documentary you actually went to Africa, because my husband, all the time when we talk about various social issues, he spends a lot of time in Africa because he hunts and in the bush, and he always says to me, when you get to Africa and you start talking to these locals, they don't even understand the concept of gay. And I have this idea that we actually have become so progressive, we've become regressive in society. Like we've just gone like forward, and actually now we're like behind backward. It's the reason why we're acting like medieval creatures.
Yeah. As more we get progressive, quote unquote, we get more and more behind actual reality of the most of the world. most of the world are looking at what we're doing like insanity, ungodly, demented. And this is what a lot of you don't understand. And most of you don't understand because your brain is not fully developed right now. Let's keep it going.
Wearing, masks as if we're like hanging garlic and warding off vampires, right? Like these things don't make any sense medically. And it's sort of the same way when you look at this transgender where they can't even grasp the concept of what you're saying. They're laughing at you like you're a crazy person, like you're somebody who's arrived from a medieval period, doesn't understand basic facts and how things work. That has got to, it's stunning you went to a tribe and we're supposed to believe that they're backwards, right? They don't know anything. We're living in this forward futuristic society and they're basically laughing as you're trying to explain to them what transgenderism even is.
Yeah, that's part of the reason. Well, I'll admit that one of the reasons we went there was to troll the libs, because it's just, it's very funny.
He said one of the reasons why he went there is to troll the liberals. Went to Africa. Let's keep it going.
To go and have African tribesmen saying these things because the left can't. What are they going to do? It's like it's racist to criticize. So that was part of it, but I think more so it was to test this ridiculous idea from the left that they claim. They say that the so-called gender binary is a Western colonial construct, and the idea that men are men and women are women. That's our unique Western thing. And you go outside of that bubble, you're going to find that people are very fluid and open and progressive. And then, of course, that's not the case. But we said let's go and test it out anyway, and we found the exact opposite is the case. That actually gender ideology is a very insular, uniquely Western, modern thing. Doesn't exist outside the bubble. And it's very revealing when, as it happened to me, because I'm asking these questions and they assume, because I'm asking, that I'm actually confused and they think that I'm just an absolute maniac. They were nice about it. I mean, they pitied me like
Let's
a child.
go back to what he said. Hold on a second.
As it happened to me, because I'm asking these questions, people are very fluid and open and progressive. And then, of course,
so these people think it's just a westernized society that supposedly don't think that all is fluent, all this that is negative, and we the westernized society stupider ones, but it's actually the complete opposite. It's the westernized society that feel like that are the ones that's promoting this Luciferian indoctrination to our society. The Eastern world and most of the world don't feel and is confused about what all this gender fluency is fluent situation is going, and they're like, what is this logical? No, it's not. It's not at all. And this is the biggest problem. Let's go.
That's not the case, but we said let's go and test it out anyway, and we found the exact opposite is the case. That actually gender ideology is a very insular, uniquely Western, modern thing. Doesn't exist outside the bubble, and it's very revealing when, as it happened to me, because I'm asking these questions and they assume, because I'm asking, that I'm actually confused, and they think that I'm just an absolute maniac. They were nice about it. I mean, it's hitting me like a child, but they were nice about it. But now they put me in the position of having to, they were demanding explanations from me of how all this works. And so now I'm trying to explain it to them. And I think nothing reveals.
Educated people having a conversation, logical people. You don't have to be educated to have a common sense conversation about things. Yes, you're supposed to ask questions. You're not supposed to be angry at somebody because they really want to know what is your logic on what you're saying. Who would think like this? I want to get to the nitty gritty of things. Oh no, you're racist. No, this and that, the third. No. Nobody's racist. Don't be trying to demonize me when you the person should be demonized. But I'm gonna go on with this conversation like an adult would. And I want to know, what the hell are you talking about? And I really do want to know. Change my mind, please. Something that a lot of these wokeness people don't want to have a discussion on it because they want to live in their fairy tale. Let's go.
reveals the absurdity of an idea more than trying to explain it to someone who has no shared frame of reference to you. Like you're starting from ground up, trying to explain this concept. And it quickly becomes obvious how vacuous the idea is.
When did we decide to stop upholding free speech as a basic right? It's playing out right now at big tech companies use ExpressVPN to protect you from eavesdropping. Slash Candace, right? Everybody knows it. It's basic instinct to know that none of this makes any sense and it's extremely foolish. I do want to get to the person that you identified as the hero of the film. So I guess let's actually just watch a clip of Scott Nugent.
Every child that they convince is transgender and in need of medical transition, it generates $1.3 million to pharma. And we're believing a pharmaceutical company,
all that
Lupron,
money.
hormone blockers, reversible, so they say. Well, the truth is that in 2003, Lupron was sued and deemed a criminal enterprise by the U.S. government. They paid the most fine of any pharmaceutical company at that time, $874 million, wrote a check.
Is Lupron chemical castration?
Yes. We're giving it to pedophiles, aren't we? We're giving it to people that are dying, and we're giving it to kids, telling them that they were born in the wrong body and it's completely safe.
Lupron, he with this, I believe it's actually a woman that transitioned to a man that's talking. But anyway, this is what she's saying. Lupron it's the demon, it's the devil. This medicine that they're giving to pedophiles, that they give it to our children. These doctors, these people that's supposed to be in charge of your health. Do you really understand what's going on here, man? You guys think this is a game. You guys think, and then y'all wait until it goes straight to your house and until you start speaking on things. No, I'm not that guy. I'm trying to debt this shit before it get anywhere. I'm telling you, I'm changing the subject real quick, but where I live at, a lot of these so-called leaders, that's what they all about. They're trying to get as much funding as they possibly can. They don't give a shit about their own people. They try to take pictures and this and that and third, but they don't understand how this world is working, how this indoctrination of, on our people and especially our children is going too far, and none of them are trying to say anything about it because they don't want to get quote unquote canceled. And these is the people that you want around your children. Let's keep it going.
Stunning.
Yeah, that's Scott Nugent. That's a female who transitioned to man. And in fact, she says, one of the only honest people we talked to, she says that I transitioned to appear like a man, but I'll never be a man. That was her words. And now having gone through the procedure as an adult, and so many horrific complications from it. And she says that these are experimental procedures that we're doing to people, including kids. And there's an interesting dynamic between, like we talk to the so-called experts or proponents of gender ideology, and they're so evasive and they won't answer any questions and they run out of the room. Then you talk to the opponents of gender ideology, people like Scott Nugent, and incredibly open, willing to talk about anything. And I think when you have an issue and one side doesn't want to talk about it, the other side is willing to talk about it, almost already, like you don't even need to know anything else. You already know who's probably on the right side of it.
Absolutely, because they're playing in fiction, and these people are now dealing in facts. Having your entire life ruined, and people do not understand all the medical issues that come from this. And it was that one stunning Reddit post, I think you covered it on your show as well, where this woman was just so shocked that her 20-year-old who had been on hormones and had gone through all these various cosmetic procedures was now depressed, didn't want to come out of the room, and said, my child doesn't even have sexual urgings. Like 20-year-old and suicidal. Yeah, because they were 13, you blocked them from going through puberty.
Do you hear what she's saying? You guys are doing so much harm to your children because you want to be woke. You don't want to be in reality, but you want to be woke. You want to follow trends with your own children. I'm not saying the majority isn't doing this. But the majority got to deal with this. The majority got to follow this thing, the demented Luciferian trend. The majority of people, but not the majority of adults are doing this to their children. But we have people doing it. And we got to look at it like, oh, should I get on the fucking boat too? No. No, hell no. Hell to the no. I'm not destroying my kids and everything just because I want to look cool to the fake woke Luciferian society, liberal society. Hell to the no.
My child now has a micro penis, which they don't tell you about, right? There is no going back. You've now got a micro penis. You're sexually dysfunctional, and these are the topics that, for whatever reason, Big Pharma is allowed to lie about. And it's stunning to me that if you were a drug dealer on the streets and you harmed a bunch of people with your drugs, you're going to go to prison, right? The person who sold the drugs to Mac Miller, the rapper, is facing prison time. And yet Big Pharma execs always just have to pay a fine, right? We lied to you, we ruined your life, we harmed you, we killed some people, we caused the opioid crisis, now we're causing the gender crisis, because it is a crisis that we're on the brink of. But all we have to do is pay a fine.
All they got to do is pay a fine, a couple millions of dollars, maybe $1 billion, but they made several billions of dollars. Big Pharma, they could do whatever with our people. But most of our people in this society are dumb. Because again, you can get this information. Hey, I've never been the smartest person in the room. To be honest with you, academically, I've been one of the least smartest. Being as though I went to actually really good high school. You know what I'm saying? Really good public high school, probably top 10 in the country at that point, still to this day. But I get my information. You need to get your information to protect yourself and your family. These people, these Big Pharma and these doctors and everything, they don't give two shits about you. They don't. They're making millions upon millions. And these doctors, their handlers are making billions upon billions. That's what's happening. These politicians, they don't give a shit. They go around in the churches and saying they go to church 100 times a day, but most of these people are so-called Christians, and they doing everything that's Luciferians, anything that does not have to do with being a real Christian. Because if you're a Christian, you will understand that you live on God and everything. God. You don't live on what's trending. You telling people what they need to hear so they can go towards the Most High. You ain't telling people what they want to hear to fit your pockets. But it's many of people in the politician realm, the doctor realm, that's doing whatever they please just to get $1. This is just a fact. All this other stuff they don't care about all your, you're mad about this. Facts don't care about your feelings. Facts don't care. Facts don't care how cool you want to be to the woke, demented Luciferian community. It doesn't care. And you guys don't understand. It's getting worse. Let me rewind this a little more. Hold on.
Drugs to Mac Miller, the rapper, is facing prison time. And yet Big Pharma execs always just have to pay a fine, right? We lied to you, we ruined your life, we harmed you, we killed some people, we caused the opioid crisis, now we're causing the gender crisis, because it is a crisis that we're on the brink of.
Absolutely.
But all we have to do is pay a fine.
Yeah.
Where is the justice in that? You want to talk about social justice? Where is Big Pharma social justice?
Yeah, and you would think if you didn't know any better, this would be an issue that left and right could unite on, because the left are supposed to hate big corporations. This is pharmaceutical industry. They make billions of dollars. Like, let's hold them accountable. Shouldn't we all be on the same page?
They don't hate corporations when it's benefiting their rhetoric. Just like a lot of our, because I'm a black man, obviously, a lot of our fake woke black compromised celebrities, and and athletes, whatever how you want to call it, whatever fits the agenda that they neoliberal, feminist, democratic handler told them about, told them to speak about, that's what's going to happen. They're only going to get at pharma if they do when it don't fit their agenda. It's simple, fucking simple. If you don't understand this as a normal, everyday working American, that's your fucking problem. I'm sorry. Let's keep it going.
But it is very interesting that the one industry, the one corporation, the one, billion-dollar interest that the left will circle the wagons around and defend to the hilt is the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah.
And it's a conspiracy. It is an actual conspiracy against children in particular. And it's not just the pharmaceutical, it's the pharmaceutical industry alongside the medical industry, broadly speaking. This includes doctors and then counselors, psychiatrists. They're all making a lot of money off of this. There's a lot of money to be made. And if you start with a 6-year-old boy who's confused about his gender, you could clarify things for him and say, "Oh no, you're a boy, and that's okay," and he'll be fine. He'll get over it and live a happy life. But there's no money to be made in that, But if you were to fuel that confusion,
yeah, if the woke corporations, they understand it's money into delusion. It's money into all this indoctrination. It's money into, sex change, billions of dollars. But what you guys don't understand, y'all don't get, is because it's not hitting your home. But most of our schools are indoctrinating this foolishness. But you don't worry about it until it really hits your home. And that's the problem. You're going to worry about it when it really comes into your face instead of saying, as a, common sense adult, no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to hit this shit right now. I'm going to fight. I'm going to fight as much as I possibly can. I'm going to let whoever's indoctrinating my child into these demented as so-called social justice movements, so-called liberation movements, so-called woke movements. I'm going to make sure, okay, how logical are you? I want to have a conversation. What's your agenda? Yeah, what is your agenda? That's what I want to know. Let's keep it going.
now that's millions of dollars down the line for therapists, doctors, pharmaceutical industry.
Never stops.
Yeah.
You become a big pharma patient for life. Never stops.
Mhm.
There's no, you're not going to need something to deal with what you did to your body early on. There's always going to be something. And really, I think for most people, it ends up lifelong mental prescriptions is what really happens. Matt, as a final question to you, after doing this documentary, seeing how it's been received in the public sphere, are you optimistic or are you pessimistic about this conversation that we're having?
Short-term pessimistic, just because I think that the trend that we're on right now is not going to be reversed overnight. I mean, we're talking about the
Hell no.
generation over generation doubling, and I think that's going to continue for a while. But long-term, I'm optimistic because I think that this is a fight we can actually win. I don't say that about every fight in the culture, but this is one we can actually win. And because gender ideology is so toxic and damaging and insane in a way that almost everyone intuitively recognizes, but they've been scared into silence. What we tried to show in the film is that all you have to do is just stand up in front of it, look in the face, and ask it a few basic questions, and it collapses in on itself. So it's very beatable. It's not something we're going to win by flipping a switch or win it overnight, but we can win it. We just have to have a little bit of courage, I suppose.
That's the most optimism I've ever seen from you, Matt Walsh.
That's the most you're going to get.
That's the most I'm ever going to get. Yeah, it's 50% optimism. I will take it. Ladies and gentlemen, in a word, this documentary is illuminating. Be sure to check out What is a Woman on whatisawoman.com and make sure to purchase the What is a Woman book, which is releasing on June 14th. It goes even deeper into the interviews and the topics that are covered in the documentary. Thanks for joining me on this segment of Candace. If you liked this video,
All right, guys, let's stop sharing this again, man. I'm going to keep on doing what I do, trying to educate you to what I've been educated on. And I'm going to keep on protecting our children in the best way I possibly can. I might be the, only one that's doing it, or how you call it, might be one of the only ones that's specifically trying to do this, but it's gonna be that way, because I want to protect the children, man, because I want to protect my own baby boy, 3-year-old. I want to protect my 19-year-old daughter. I want to protect my 21-year-old son. And I don't give a shit what anybody say. I don't care to have any friends when it comes to the kids and the actual protection of the kids. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Who? I don't care. My mom, I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't. You don't want to be my parent. You don't want to be my auntie, my uncle, cousin. Hey, whatever how it's going to benefit the kids' mentality, their mental awareness. I'm going to be that guy. And the hell with you if you're not with me on this, because we are supposed to protect our children, right? Anyway, guys, I hope you like this video, this live. I hope you go watch it as well. It's a very important live. It's a little bit educational. I hope, something that you're not probably used to. Some of you are, but again, it's all about protecting our children in the actual right way, in a logical way, you know what I'm saying, in every way, so they can love you and thank you. And when you get old, they will take care of you. Anyway, guys, like and subscribe to Unapologetic Manhood, Kasim Lamar. And I'm telling you, t-shirts and everything coming very, very soon. Anyway, guys, have a good night and keep on enjoying your weekend and be safe. I'll be back soon. Peace.